What is the future of visual effects? Visual effects is the creation or manipulation of any on-screen imagery that does not physically exist in real life. VFX allows filmmakers to create environments, objects, creatures, and even people that would otherwise be impractical or impossible to film in the context of a live-action shot. Visual effects are the spaceships, the explosions, the superheroes, the alien planets, and this. The VFX industry is in a state of intense pressure, with giants like Marvel and Disney demanding constant work when there are simply not enough artists. What can be done to reduce this pressure and make their jobs easier? The replacement of the green screen. I'm sure we're all familiar with the green screen and the blue screen. Green screens have been the dominant method of replacing things with visual effects for years, but working with a green screen can prove to be very exhausting. If you're lucky, the green screen is clean, evenly lit and seamless. Chroma keying is still pretty hard. For example, anything green can't be used, because if it's green, it's a green screen. With the green screen, the perspective can't match. It has to have camera tracking, and 3D environments, and matching lighting, and tracking points that are hard to get rid of. The solution. The volume is a set made of a combination of high-resolution LED panels. It uses expensive tellies and a bit of real environment, and then tracking technology so that the screens are able to match the camera movement. This example from Unreal Engine demonstrates the volume in effect. It gives filmmakers more freedom and ability to express their creative vision.
We can track a camera's position in space in real time and render its perspective so that we can compellingly convince a camera that something else is happening in front of it that really isn't there.
With the green screen, the creative vision can only be imagined with tennis balls until the visual effects artists do their magic.
The thing to keep in mind is that the 3D world that you see on the wall is also a 3D scene that you can manipulate in Unreal Engine. So this gives the filmmakers full flexibility to make any change they want to the scene live.
The volume is also a solution to a common green screen problem: lighting and surroundings. The light coming from the LED screens allows for realistic lighting and reflections, as what's going on around the subject is what's actually going on. An example of the volume being effectively used is Disney's recent series, The Mandalorian.
Everything in the volume is designed to both light the actors and to be a background that we can directly photograph. So you end up with real-time final pixels in camera.
The main character wears a reflective outfit, so therefore you can see why this is useful.
My name's Rob Forster. I'm a lecturer in CGI and visual effects and animation.
What do you think is the future of visual effects?
I think the future of visual effects, there's so much going on just now. Obviously with the introduction of the volume and stuff that we see with Mandalorian and other shows like that, the use of game engines to produce backgrounds and things like that, so totally cutting out the green screen and having basically an operator on set to work with the environment straight away. The director can see it at the time, the actors can see it, the lights working. It's just a real kind of a massive change in the way that the industry is working. Also speeding up the process with kind of real-time renders and things like that's going to be really important. I also think, as in the near future, I don't think it's right now, but I think in the near future there'll be a move to more kind of VR and kind of that kind of show where you are actually watching in the virtual reality. And I think then obviously the visual effects for that is going to have to be even more impressive because you're actually immersed in that environment. You can turn your head and look around, and kind of they are now not just having to think about what's on the screen in front of you, but they're going to have to think about everything going around you at the same time.
My name is Aidan Wilkinson, and I do 3D CGI art sort of stuff.
What inspired you to get into visual effects?
I would definitely say that's got to be someone called Jonathan Picard. His CG work inspired me to learn the same programs as him to doing the CG stuff that I do now.
What do you think is the future of visual effects?
I think eventually, I mean, it's getting close to that now, like on the verge, but I think eventually it will all just be AI completely. I think you won't really need artists to a point, and it'll all just be the touch of a button. The AI does everything else for you. It'll look almost, if not seamless to real life. You would not be able to tell the difference. That's what I think will happen eventually.
No, I was saying like AI, like what's that new software called? Like DALL-E or something, like generates it. So I think maybe you might. It might come to a point where you don't need really someone to do it. It will just do it.
Yeah.
Get what I mean?
Virtual reality is heavily known for its market in gaming, but is it able to bring a new element to the film industry? With rapidly developing technology, we are not far off from the point of complete realism and visual effects. Visual effects are the most expensive part of filmmaking. They can take months to make, if not years. Now imagine the cost for this, but in 360 degrees. You have to take into account everything around the viewer, and not just what's in front of them. If a feature-length film was to be made, it's likely to be fully computer generated. Working in 360 degrees can be very difficult, and integrating visual effects to a live action scene may not allow for the best results.